Suspense. Hey, this hangout on air is live. That sounds promising.
So something's working.
0 viewers so far, but I'm sure they'll join in shortly. All right. So actually, what I will do is make sure while we get this thing tuned up.
Just turn my phone off.
Thank you. Is we'll make sure that I post. And oh, we've got somebody there. We've got Brian Lang. All right, so I don't need to post anything. People are getting it. The link I posted earlier is working. I love it when things work. It's interesting though that it says I've got 0 viewers yet. We know we've got viewers. Google.
So they're breaking stuff up with Google. I saw an article today.
We were talking about that. Yeah, I was on with Daryl earlier, and we were talking about that a little bit. Yeah, I think hopefully what they're doing is they're trying to actually target some real skills at the cool stuff.
I can't imagine them just tearing Google Plus out and just throw it on the scrap pile. I can't imagine that happening. They're gonna do something with it. Yeah, they'll morph it into something else. At the least.
Exactly. I think the idea is just to be able to tune it a little bit better.
Yeah, fine tune it. Yeah, make it a little more. Yeah, like actually knock it to a certain, rather than be this whole big Facebook wannabe thing, actually pinpoint it to where it should be. Yeah.
Precisely.
Yep.
All right, man. Well, we definitely have 1 viewer and 2 viewers. Look at that. All right.
Yay.
So what I'm going to do is get ready to get the show started here. I'm kicking it off.
Okay.
And I'll just get the intro music going, and I'll hit the record button, and we are going to rock and roll. All right, you guys, welcome to Caching in the Northwest, the only podcast dedicated to geocaching in the great Pacific Northwest. We will talk about caches and cachers unique to this little corner of the country. So carb up, tune in, and cache out. It is time to go caching in the Northwest. And hey, the alert and astute of our loyal listeners, which you're all astute and hopefully alert at this hour, may have noticed that I'm speaking way earlier in the podcast than I'm normally allowed to, and that's because the Bad Cop and Wits End have other obligations tonight, and Caching in the Northwest proudly presents our own caching connoisseur. Some say his second language is censored and that he owns the city of Chicago. All we know is he's called Scott Berks.
Hello, Jay. How are you? First of all, let me start by saying shame on you for having me on this podcast. Shame on you.
Why?
Why
shame on me?
I'm not going to be happy when they find out who you brought on this podcast.
It's like they don't even listen anyway, so how are they going to know?
It's like cutting a deal with the devil, man. Come on.
I thought that's what I did.
But no, thank you for having me on. I think this one might finally, this is the last one that this was the straggler of geocaching podcasts I have not been on. Although thinking about it, I don't think I've been on the UK. The UK geocaching podcast is the final one, but this was the final US podcast that that I haven't been on. So it's a absolute pleasure to be on this. Thank you for having me. Even though I'm from the Midwest.
There you go, man. Yeah. Represent. Hey, and by the way, just so you know, as we go forward, every time you refer to this as a U.S. podcast, you have to take a drink.
Oh my God, you're right. You're from Canada, aren't you? Oh my God, I apologize. I forgot you're from Canada. How's it going, eh?
There you go. There you go. All right.
Hate your Timmy hose, by the way.
You got it, buddy. You got it. So
I apologize for that, though. You're right. No, you are representing Canada. I apologize.
No problem, man. So hey, as you said, they have tried to keep us from having a show together, but finally we found a loophole. And listeners, in all seriousness, Bad Cop and Wits End are working hard tonight. They are trying to raise money for their school, and so in honor of Pi Day, Scott and I are going to try and find out if a podcast can actually eat itself from the inside.
Let's see. Let's find out, shall we? Join us on this journey. Our topic tonight on this lovely journey we're taking is favorite snacks and beverages during or after a geocaching run, or snacks and beverages for a podcast on geocaching, for that matter. Now, I see LANMonkey over there probably drinking a brew. I mean, you are from Canada after all. It's shame on you if you're not. But it is a little later here in the Midwest, and it's a school night. So I've just got the agua, to tide me over. Usually, if earlier I'd be drinking. Now it's water.
Well, then again, once again, I'll represent the proud nation of Canada, enjoying a celebratory brew while I completely demolish this podcast. Anyways, but Scott, hey, I am really thankful that you stayed up late to join me tonight, and I have a feeling we're going to have a little bit of fun behind the wheel of caching in the Northwest tonight.
Oh, absolutely. I look forward to taking on this topic with you, and I'm more fun after midnight, so or 11 o'clock as it may be. So let's do it. Let's see what you got. Let's see what you got for me here.
Absolutely. Now, I have to shout out Ding Ding because I forgot to download the bell sound for our listener who's listening to us while they're tanning.
Tanning?
So, yeah, there you go.
Is it a girl?
All right. So, before we get into some of the content we have lined up, as the podcast rapidly begins to eat itself from the inside out, before we get into some of that content, folks, for you fine Northwest geocachers, we wanted to give you a quick rundown of some of the Pi Day events that are happening across this great Northwest. So get your butts out there and collect your souvenirs. Now, obviously, there's way too many of these events to list them all, and frankly, we're just not going to. So we're going to run down a few, and I handpicked the ones that we're going to talk about because I'm in charge tonight, and that's just the way it's going to go. Pretty much be assured that they're going to happen around 9 a.m. your local time. But more importantly, Scott, how can geocachers see if there's an event near them this Saturday?
It's actually really easy there, LANMonkey. You can go to geocaching.com community and then go to events, scroll down and click the date you want, which is obviously March 14th, in the calendar for the full list. Or you can pull up your geocaching map and filter out everything except events.
Awesome.
And let me fix you on that. Not fix you, but you said
please don't fix
9 a.m. There's plenty here in Chicago at 9 p.m. as well.
Right. Good point. There's some folks who are going to do that as well.
Yes, there are plenty. Don't feel if you missed it in the morning, you're screwed. Because that's not the case. Look, I'm sure there's going to be plenty at 9. 9 was it 9:26? Is that what it is? Is that the time?
Yes, I think that's right.
Yeah. Like there's a bunch I saw that for PM as well, so I always double check that as if you happen to miss the AMs.
Awesome. So thank you very much for that, Scott, and very good point. Thanks for throwing that out there. So here's a quick list from us of some of the Northwest Pi Day events, and I'm going to start in Canada because it's my show tonight, and I'm starting in Canada.
Right? How's it going, eh?
Yeah, that's right. I'm Bob. This is my brother Doug. So we're going to start off.
Wait, so when people first meet you from the U.S., do this go, how's it going, eh? Do people just always...
Yeah, once in a while.
Really? Do you get the boot?
Yeah.
Do you get that?
I don't say a boot. I think that's...
I know. How do you not say
like
a boot?
That's like an Eastern Canada thing.
What is it? A what Canada thing?
It's like an Eastern Canada thing. I think... So, okay, since we're already rabbit trailing on this, I think the BC accent really sounds a lot... very much like Washington, Oregon. Like you can't really tell.
Uh-huh.
But if you go to the prairies in BC, it sounds like a Midwest U.S. accent for the most part. It really starts to get distinctive when you go further east.
Yeah, because you've got like no Degrassi accent whatsoever going there.
Nice.
You sound like an American, for Christ's sake. Come on. Give me the boot.
I do my best to remember.
Sorry, continue.
I'll
All right.
try.
Back on the
I'll try,
subject. Sorry
but
about that.
we'll see what we can do here. All right. So we're going to start in the Northwest Territories because, if you're going to talk about the Northwest, let's go north. There is actually an event, GC5N4YC, called Happy Pie Day by Artie Lab and Demissis. And when I looked at that event earlier today, there was one will attend, and that was by Artie Lab and Demissis. So,
so I'm assuming this. I mean, not knowing obviously, I'm from the Midwest of the United States. This is Bumble. This is middle of nowhere. I'm assuming.
Well, it's I wouldn't say it's middle of nowhere, but yeah, you're getting pretty close. It's pretty far north.
You get a better shot of a bear showing up than people.
Yes, and it's gonna be a polar bear. All right. Getting into areas where we have a little higher density of civilization. I've got the Pi 3.14 blah 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 by K&L Caching, and that is GC4MYJY, and that's in South Burnaby in the Greater Vancouver area. Heading a little further east, we've got 3.141592653, aka Pi Potluck in the Park, by listener Brian Lang. That's GC5JVYQ. That'll be in Abbotsford. Staying with British Columbia and heading over to Vancouver Island. Boy, I just about stammered myself on that one because I was looking at my notes. We've got the event Strolling on the Pie. Don't really understand the name of that event, but that's okay. That's by Lumbo Tire. It's GC5K6NB, and it's just outside of Victoria. And the last one that I'm going to represent Canada with here is in the interior of BC in Kelowna. It's Let's Take a Slice Out of Pie Day by Mudrock1 GC5MAR9. How much did he pay to get MAR9 in his GC code? That's awesome.
And he wasted it on an event. Just wasted. Look at that. It's terrible. He probably didn't even notice. He'd be like, damn. I just wasted it. All right. Well, since you did Canada, I'll do the good old U.S. here. We've got International Pie Day 2015 by IE Chapter WSGA, which is GC5J5BV as in Victor, in Spokane. Pie Day Fun 3.14.15 to the 10th digit by Evro Air, which is GC5JQDH in Issaquah, right?
Issaquah. Nicely done.
Nice. Wow. First shot. Pie Day Fun. No, wrong one. Pie in the Park with Pie. Really? Pie in the Park with Pie. All right. By WSGA South Central, GC5KYNQ in the Tri-Cities area. That's kind of vague, isn't it? The Tri-Cities area?
Not if you live in Washington.
All right. I guess I don't know. And plenty, dare I say a plethora in the greater Seattle area. Check your maps because we got better things to do than sit here and just churn out events.
I'm sure our listeners are, if they haven't already turned it off, they've probably had enough of that. So
yeah, I'm a little louder than the bad cop. I apologize, people.
We've got some awesome stuff lined up tonight. So that was good stuff to know about the pie events, but it's going to get better. How exciting could an episode about snacks and beverages possibly be? Well, why don't we start out by asking our friends, Sunny and Sandy, at the Podcaster Podcast, because they've actually been kind enough to join us tonight, pre-recorded, with their thoughts on snacking and caching.
Hey guys, this is Sunny.
And this is Sandy.
From the Podcaster Podcast. And we wanted to thank Jay, also known as LANMonkey, for asking us to participate in this rather interesting question and topic.
So apparently his co-hosts all took off and left him alone tonight. Sorry about that.
So what is he going to do? He's going to ask other people to come on the show. And here we are. Here we are.
Sorry we can't join live.
Yeah.
We weren't able to make it there. But we're recording ahead of time.
We are. It's been a busy week for us. Just so many things going on right now. But we did want to answer the question. about our family's favorite snacks and or beverages that we either bring with us or that we go find when we're geocaching. And, you know, this hits hard at home with us because we've got a 6-year-old. And
almost 7, he would tell you.
He's almost 7. Yeah, he'd say 6.5, 6 3/4. But Sean is, he being his age right now, it's all about snacks.
He is so all about snacks. We could have a full lunch.
Yeah.
And we could get out in the car or out on the trail, and 10 minutes later, he's saying,
"Can I
do we
have
have any snacks?"
He just burns calories. And if you've ever been around Sean, like if we're in an event or anything, he just moves and moves and moves. And it's just how he is. Part of it's his age, and part of it is because he's Sean.
But you know what? From the very beginning, we had him trained to carry his own backpack.
Oh, yeah.
So he has his backpack with...
We weren't carrying that stuff.
And he takes his binoculars or whatever cool things he wants to take along.
Little camera.
And if he wants to collect rocks or something, he gets to carry them home himself. Yeah. But his own backpack has his snacks and water in it.
He's got everything he needs, and he's got some favorites.
Mm-hmm.
He's got his favorites, and some of them are Cheez-Its, like those little square Cheez-Its.
Mm-hmm.
And actually any kind of cracker.
Yeah, he loves crackers.
Well, you know what? He used to really like those fishy crackers.
Mm-hmm. He's kind of grown out of those a little bit.
Well, but they make them in different shapes. They're not just fish-shaped.
Bunny crackers.
Yeah.
Any kind of shape you can imagine. Whales.
Orange.
We had whales one time.
Orangish, yellow, crunchy, and all of a sudden it sells, right?
Right.
But we do bring along healthy snacks. Sandy's really good before we leave, especially if she knows that we're going to be out all day. She'll pack a little small container and sometimes Ziplocs of just fresh things like crunchy carrots and apple slices. And Sean will munch on those too. Or grapes. Or granola bars.
Yeah, the kind of fruit that's easy to take, like finger food.
Yeah.
Grapes or stuff like that.
Sliced. Like oranges are good.
Mm-hmm.
Oranges are good because they have their own little container. And then when you peel it, everything is nice and fresh still.
Well, especially the cuties, the little mandarins.
Yeah.
Because they peel easily.
They do.
And they don't make a big mess out on the trail.
Yeah. Granola bars, there's a lot granola bars. When you say that term, some of you may have an impression of the really dry, non-flavorful. But there's a lot out there, and some given are a little healthier than others.
He likes
right?
the kind with chocolate in them.
Yeah, he likes the unhealthy ones. But that's okay. You know, we try a variety of them when we find. Now, if we're going out, and I've had to do this before when I go on a photo shoot or if we're going for a long day. The kind of granola bar or power bar that we bring is slightly different because it's more packed. How can we say it? It's more hearty.
Yeah, more calories,
what
more
are
protein.
Those
yeah, power bars.
The Cliff bars.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Cliff bars are now something you might need to get used to, but I like them because they fill you up.
Right.
That and a bottle of water, and you're good. I mean, it's like it'll hold you out for a long time.
Yeah. We like nuts and dried fruit mixes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
yep.
We do that a lot.
There's that big, I forget who makes it. Is it Kirkland in Costco?
Mm-hmm.
It's that big bag of just nuts and I think
dried fruit. Yeah,
dried cranberries.
It's really good.
And you buy it at Costco. It's Kirkland. But a lot of times too, we'll go to our local store and they've got these bins.
Mm-hmm.
And the cool thing about the bins is you can make up your own little mix, and they have everything in those bins from granola pieces to dried nuts and dried fruit and little chocolate things. So you can make your own
stuff.
Yeah, you can decide how decadent you want to be on that by just making your own little mix. So
now for drinking, we generally just carry water with us when we're hiking, but a lot of times, especially if it's a hot day, we'll throw a little ice chest in the car.
Yeah.
And we'll have some cold Gatorade or that Arizona green tea that you like.
Okay.
So when you get back to the car, you have a nice cold drink waiting for you.
Now, I know at this time of year, as we're recording this, it's rather cool and people are not even thinking about...
In some places.
Anyway, yeah, our listeners in Australia might think this too, but on hot days, boy, when you're thirsty and you're done with your geocaching and hiking and you get back to your car and it's not just cool, it's nice and cold.
Mm-hmm.
Gatorade or some sports drink like that. And there have been times when I've been driving and I'm thirsty and I just crave that Arizona green tea with honey in it. It's a special, it's 99 cents and it's a big big container.
Mm-hmm.
But we even buy that stuff at home. I don't know if you guys have ever run into that. It's Arizona. It's green tea with honey in it. Oh, it's so good.
Good stuff.
Yeah. And sometimes, though, what we do is we'll get the really cold stuff. We'll stop by a 7-Eleven.
After we're done geocaching.
Yes. Yeah. Well, yeah, not while.
Well, as a special treat, we'll go get a Slurpee or an ice cream bar that we can cut up and share. Sean always likes to do that.
Yeah, but the Slurpees, and Sean, right? He's good at sharing everything. Wants to taste everybody's Slurpee.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's lunchtime, we'll go out for the hyphen food.
Hyphen food.
Hyphen food.
What's hyphen food?
There's 2 restaurants out here that have hyphens in their name, and we go to them so often. One is Chick-fil-A, and the other was In and Out Burgers.
We're all about hyphens.
Yeah, they're both tasty places, and usually they're, at least here in Southern California, they're around a lot of places, so we can find them.
Yep, that's a good after geocaching lunch.
Yeah. Hey, you know what we have done sometimes is if we're headed out and didn't plan very well, we'll go to like a Subway. And or Submarina, Subway place, and you can order 6-inch subs, have them wrapped up, and just make sure that you don't put anything that's going to spoil,
like mayonnaise
specifically. But if you get that thing wrapped up and it's nice and small, boy, you can have that while you're out on the trail with just a little bottle of water again, or your Arizona green tea with honey.
Right.
Yeah. So there you go. Those are some of the things that we bring along with us. Snacks. And now I'm hungry. Now
talking about all that food.
We'll go get some food.
Let's go get a power bar.
All right. Well, once again, thanks to Jay or LANMonkey for inviting us to participate, and hopefully give you some insight on the Team Podcasters snacks and drinks out there while on the trail geocaching.
All right. So there we go. Hey, Scott, you're on. You controlled yourself well, thank you.
That was specific, wasn't it?
You were on their show recently.
I was, absolutely, yes.
Good experience? What do you think?
It was just more shock and awe, actually. The fact that I was on it, I never thought I would be on it ever in my life. For anybody who doesn't know, I had a podcast for about 4 years, Chicago Geocacher Podcast with Walt Grogan, and it was literally the opposite of Sunny and Sandy. It was, adult orientated, and it was, parental guidance and bad language and total, poop jokes and, just off the rails, and really funny, huge audience. We did it for 4 years, and it was so opposite of Sunny and Sandy, and to the point where once there's a real funny story, really quickly, real fast story. Whereas me and Walt were talking in one episode, and he was going to some mega, and Sunny and Sandy was going to be there, and it got to the point where I was like, dude, I'll give you $10 if you can get them to cut a promo. He's like, all right, done. I'm like, all right, I'll give you $20 if you can get them to cut a promo, and you get Sunny to swear in the promo. Right? Like, $40 if you can get Sunny and Sandy both to swear in the promo. Got to the point where it was like a couple $100, and I said $200 if you walk up to him, say who you are, and sucker punch him. And then it's like, wow, I just put a bounty on Sunny's head, and I unrealized it. And so, just for that fact alone, I never thought I'd ever be invited onto that show. So it was a total shock when I was invited onto his show. And I have nothing but respect for Sunny and Sandy. Like I've told him on their show, he's the godfather of geocaching podcasts. Yeah. Nothing but respect for him. That being said, not my cup of tea in terms of podcasts, but I have listened to it. I listen to it every once in a while, but it's just very specific. Very specific.
Well, that's all right. Hey, you know what? What's good is that there's a variety of geocaching podcasts and a variety of hosts.
But it was a great experience. I mean, I loved being on it. Just the fact that I got to be on it, because I never thought I would be. So it was a pleasure, an absolute pleasure to be on it.
That's very cool. That's very cool, and they are really nice folks, and I'm looking forward to. They're like too nice. They're one of it's like that. You know what I mean? It's like I got a cavity when I listen to them. Even after spending an hour with you, it just there was no change as.
After an hour with me, it's like you need a shower, isn't it?
I don't know. We'll find out later tonight.
So actually, we also heard from the Twitterverse on the topic. Geodoc says, if I'm with my kids, Slurpees from 7-Eleven are standard while geocaching. And Aldufkus Geocacher tells us water during, beer after. Of course. And Mike Miller, our Cache and Release, tweeted, count me in for a Sam Adams.
All right. So I'm picking up on a trend here for the beer after.
Absolutely. Sure.
Awesome. Well, we also heard from Geocacher Retro. He told us via Facebook, a Snickers candy bar with a nice cold Mountain Dew to wash it down. And on the healthier side, we heard from Bri Lang, who said, if it's not too cold out, I like Rice Krispie Squares. I don't know if Rice Krispie Squares on the healthier side, but anyways.
No, absolutely not. Is it releasing on the healthier side? No, we haven't. Definitely.
No. A little bit of rice and a pound of sugar. Okay, yeah. So yeah. Anyways, he said if it gets cold though, they turn rock hard, and that's not fun.
Well, that's like a popsicle. It's like the Rice Krispie popsicle.
Not appealing. Not appealing. Rice Krispie.
Oh, come on. It's a Rice Krispie treat. You can't serve that badly. Come on. Maybe it's like un-American not to like that, but then you're not American, so.
No, so yeah.
Feel
Too
free.
bad.
Feel free.
It's not all about the Americans.
Right, a boot. I heard an about there. Did you do that on purpose, or was that?
Yeah, I did that just for you.
Like, come on, DeGrasse.
Breitling's favorite beverage is water. He totes up to 3 liters with him on longer hikes, and he's prepared to filter more if necessary. And I got to, if you're BC, you got pretty good stuff to do too much filtering on it, unless it's in a little, well, maybe not muddy, but silty or whatever. But generally, we've got some pretty awesome water. So. On that note,
are you talking about in Canada?
I'm talking about in my part of Canada. I'm not gonna even venture an opinion about Eastern Canada and their water supply.
He's talking about liters. That's the metric system. We don't do the metric system here in the United States. So that could be a cup of water for all I know. I have no idea how much water that is.
4 liters is a gallon.
Is that what that is?
Yeah. So just short of a gallon. That's what he carries. All right. So Scott, we also heard from 2 people who I'm pretty sure you know, and they know a lot about snacking and a little bit about geocaching. You may recognize their distinctive voices, and I know at least one of them has some eyes on somebody you fancy.
Oh, yes.
So let's take a look and see what they say.
Canada. Oi, oi.
Hello, Canadians. Sam.
Dad.
The LANMonkey's in charge this week
Ooh.
of geocaching in the Northwest.
Not ending well.
It might not end well. But as we all know, if you've ever listened to geocaching in the Northwest,
Yep.
there's 3 main talents.
Yep.
The bad cop's moustache,
Yes.
Wits End's beard,
Yes.
and the Canadian.
Canada.
And this week's show
This week.
is being run by the Canadian.
Yeah.
The Canadian.
They always produce good stuff.
They
Doctor
always
Who for a
do.
start.
Yeah. The producer for Doctor Who, the first one was
Canada.
Canadian. Yeah. Yep. So what does he want to know from us this week?
He wants us to do a favour for him. He wants us to be on his podcast next Thursday, March the 12th. We can't attend.
We can't.
We can't because
So,
I'm not here.
When you say next Thursday,
Yeah.
as he's playing this, that's now.
Yes, for you it is now.
Yes. So this is
No, for you it's in the past because they wouldn't have listened to it on Thursday most likely.
no. So future LANMonkey's got to play this on past geocaching in the Northwest.
He's got to play this on the past, future, present podcast
In the Northwest
in the Northwest and other places.
and other places. I think.
I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Time
Must be.
never ends in the straight way.
No, it's wibbly wobbly.
Timey-wimey.
Yeah. What do you want to know?
He wants us to do something funny.
I don't. We're not going to do that.
Okay. And he wants us to discuss favourite snacks and treats when geocaching.
Go on then, boy.
What? My favourite snack, hot
Yeah.
chocolate.
Well, that's not a snack, is it? That's more a treat.
This is now.
When you finish geocaching, that's your treat, isn't it?
Yeah.
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 Hot chocolate.
Yeah.
I wonder, because this is obviously, caching in the Northwest.
Yeah.
The big one.
Yeah.
I can't believe we've managed to. Wait a minute. Has Berks been on this one?
Scott Berks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Or was that GC Dark?
It might have been GC Dark.
No, GC Dark was on, and we had Scott Berks on.
No, on Caching in the Northwest.
Oh, I don't know then.
Because what it seems to be is every time we turn up on a podcast,
Someone else turns up.
he appears a couple of
Scott, I think it's Scott.
Scott appears a couple of weeks later.
Yes.
Yeah, we were on Podcasher. Okay, it was a very quick hello.
Hello.
But a couple of weeks later, Berks turns up.
Yep.
Yeah. Then we go on something else.
Something else.
Geo Gearheads. A couple of months later, Berks turns up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I reckon Berks is going to turn up in a couple of weeks.
Yes. Oh, Dad, do you know Old Soldier?
Yeah.
He's asking where his book is.
What's that got to do with this podcast?
No, just saying.
Yeah. Well, his book's there. But should we carry on with this?
Not.
It's there. Right.
That's a glass table.
Should we carry on?
Yes, we should.
Yes. Should we carry on with this
Yes, we should.
snacks and stuff?
Yes, we should. Yours.
Just a bit concerned Berks is going to turn up.
What's yours?
Mine is, well, whenever we go out, we take a banana.
Banana, a wimbo, a wimbo.
Have a banana.
Bananas in pajamas. They're walking down the stairs.
Chasing
Bananas.
teddy bears.
Is that it?
Yeah,
That's not, is it?
we're chasing teddy bears.
That's not.
B1 and
Josh,
B2.
Josh, how does it go? Bananas in pajamas. He doesn't know.
Chasing teddy bears.
I don't think it is.
Well, you got two bananas, B1, B2.
Yeah.
To you, to me.
No, that's the other guys.
Chuckle Brothers.
That's the one. They're funny.
Yeah, I like a banana when I'm out.
Yep.
Uh,
Apple.
eh?
Apple.
Like an apple.
Good apple. Good old apple.
Yeah, that's about all we take.
Normally, yes.
Yeah.
And a bottle of water for
And a
everyone.
bottle of water for everyone.
For 6.
Unless Amy's going.
True.
If Amy's going, we'll have sandwiches,
Yes.
bags of crisps,
Yes. Rice cakes.
rice cakes. Oh, I do like a rice cake, yeah.
I do like a rice cake.
Nice rice cake.
Love rice
Rice, baby. Rice, baby. Rice, baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what we got? Let's sum up.
Hot chocolate.
For the end of the day, a bit of hot chocolate, yeah?
Yeah.
We take a banana.
Banana.
We take an apple.
Apple.
If Amy's with us, we have sandwiches, crisps, and rice cakes.
And bananas.
I said banana.
Yeah, but you said for when you go out with me.
Yeah? What are you on about?
I don't know.
Because you can fit a banana in your pocket.
Yes.
Perhaps need to rephrase that.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, that sounds...
Wait, is it family friendly?
Yeah, but since when's that ever stopped us?
Exactly.
Yeah. So, yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, LANMonkey, how awesome can one Canadian be?
Really?
Hey, look at that. He was our video of the week last week.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was, wasn't
Yeah, LANMonkey.
he? Yeah.
Very good looking chap.
Well, for those of you in the past,
Yeah.
yesterday.
So future LANMonkey's got a bit of editing to do, I think.
Yeah, he's going to get very confused with this timey-wimey.
Wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey and all that
It's like
business.
that episode of Doctor Who.
Which one?
That
They've
one.
all to do with time.
Pandorica opens.
Right, what about it?
He's like, he comes back into the no, Big Bang, sorry, the Big Bang.
Big Bang.
Yeah, that was an episode of Doctor Who. That was
Huh.
it was the last episode of the first season Matt Smith was in.
Okay.
Yeah. Comes back from the future,
Yeah.
about 2,000 years from the future,
Uh-huh.
back to Roman times, where Rory the Roman is holding his dead girlfriend, Amy Pond.
Oh, yes,
He
yes.
says, put her in the...
Yes,
Get me
he's
out
got
of the
the mop
Pandorica. Yes.
and the fez.
Yes.
Yes.
Feathers are cool.
Do you think it's got anything to do with snacks?
No.
I don't think so either.
No, it does, because once he gets back from the past into the future, he has to go back into the past to get the snack for little Amelia Pond.
Isn't that a milkshake?
Yeah, but that's a snack.
Yeah.
That's
What's
true.
your pre-caching snack?
Or pre-cast.
Before you're going out caching to get your,
Normally a sandwich.
sandwich.
Normally.
Yeah. Yeah, what do you like in that sandwich?
Ham.
Ham. Just old school classic plain ham.
Just ham.
Yeah.
Bread.
Old school.
And just put just a slice of bread in the middle of the sandwich. It's like a triple sandwich.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, like a double stack.
Yeah.
Ah.
I don't do that.
No, I know you don't do that at all. No.
Ooh.
What?
I don't know.
Eh?
I don't know.
I do believe LANMonkey thought we'd get up at 5:30 in the morning to do this.
Yeah.
That was
Especially
never
me.
going to happen, was
Especially
it?
me on a school day. God, what's he on?
Eh?
What's
He's
he on?
Canadian. He's high on maple syrup.
Yes.
Syrup.
Yes.
Syrup. Sam?
Yeah.
We're done.
Canada, Canada.
Oi, oi.
He's gonna have fun editing that.
Bye-bye.
Well, I'll tell you what, the joke's on you, Sam, because I chose not to edit it at all.
And I'm here.
Yeah. You beat him here, eh? Yeah, I threw an A in for you, too.
That is Mark and Sam from OB, bud, in the UK, which literally might be the greatest pairing of geocaching hosts ever. You know, some say it's me and Walt, but there's no way. It is by far Mark and Sam. I could listen to them all day. They crack me up. You know,
Absolutely.
And it's like it's such a match because they're dad and son. It's like it's a perfect match. You know, they're awesome to listen to. If anybody does not listen to them, you are sorely missing because it is a great podcast out there in the UK, and it's weekly.
It is.
But that's funny that I got a call out. How about that?
There you go. You got a lot. And Mark tells me, he says that he asked Amy, his significant other, about the audio before he sent it over to us. And what did she think of it? And her response was, "You didn't really answer the question." And when she said that, Sam said, "Have you ever heard our podcast?"
Yes, they tangent with the best of us. You know, they are good at tangenting.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's about what are they, about an hour long each episode?
Yeah, roughly about that. Yeah, sometimes a little over. Yeah, they're not me and Walt tangent worthy. Me and Walt would go 2.5 hours. But yeah, they definitely stray off the course. You know, but that's what makes it funny. You know.
It does, and it's a different type of geocaching podcast, and it's really about the personalities on that one. It's great. I love listening to it too.
Yeah, it's great.
Hey, out of our Q&A, I've got some feedback here. We've got Wet Coaster saying, LANMonkey, you may not be allowed on this show again, let alone host it yourself after this broadcast.
For me? Not because of me, I hope. I'm being a good boy.
No,
Come on, I haven't cursed once. Come on.
No, you've been very well behaved, and we all
Very
appreciate
well behaved. I'm very well behaved today.
I've got a little...
late, that's why.
Maybe that's it. We caught you at a good time.
That's right. The key is late.
You're after your peak.
I peak around 8:39.
All right. Well, we'll leave that for Shorty Knits to tell us about on a future episode. Hey, we got some advice for you from Dora Moore, and that is that Eastern Canadians actually say what sounds more like a boat.
No way. Oh, Eastern. I'm like, no, Degrassi's like a boot. It's all about a boot.
Yeah, that's your urban Toronto.
We get all our Canada info from Doug and Bob and Degrassi. That's how we get all our Canada.
Does that show actually make it to the U.S., Degrassi?
Oh my God! Well, not anymore. It's huge. It was huge.
Really?
Oh, absolutely. Well, it was. I mean, now is it even on anymore? I mean, I'm talking about the remake, not the old 70s one, or the 80s one. Sorry, I watched the 80s one when I was a kid, and then when it came back in the early 2000s, it came back, and it was awesome. And I watched that one too. It was freaking great. Didn't you watch Degrassi? What's wrong with you?
Is there nothing else to do in Chicago?
No, but it's a great show. It's freaking Degrassi, dude. Wait, you didn't watch the old one in the 80s, dude? Come on. The classic Degrassi Junior High and then Degrassi High? Really?
Nope.
Really?
Really.
Oh, my God. What's wrong with you?
You want the short list or the long list?
Come on. That's how we see you guys. Doug and Bob and Degrassi.
I'll stick with the Doug and Bob if I have a choice. All right. What else have we got? So, yeah. You know what, listeners, this has been a surprisingly popular topic. Some more feedback from you geocachers on caching snacks, and frankly, Scott and maybe some of our other U.S. listeners, these ones have some inside jokes for cachers local to the greater Vancouver area, but it's feedback, and I'm going to share it because it's my show. So, you don't like
his last show, but it's his.
If you don't like it, you can turn it off right now. Bacon49 says her favorite snack is beef jerky, not that I share it with her, and granola bars that the LANMonkeys do share. Groovy Al says when it's cold and wet, which is most of the time, a nice big bowl of homemade soup. When it's been a long, difficult day of Stu's skunky caches, then an ice-cold Code Red Mountain Dew. You guys get the Code Red Mountain Dew in the States, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Sometimes they have different soft drinks in the States and Canada. It's weird.
No, Code Red. I don't know if we still have it. We've had it. We've had Code Red.
Okay.
I don't drink Mountain Dew, so I can't verify it's still currently being sold. But we've had Code Red. I know that. I've seen it before. Because I was like, who names a drink Code Red? It's just, isn't that hospital for like dying?
Something like that. So Donner says a cup of tea, a white Toblerone, and a bowl of pistachios. Nom nom nom.
Toblerone. Isn't that chocolate bar? Isn't that, if I remember
the
serves?
little pyramid ones? Yeah, the
Yeah.
triangular.
The like the Girl Scouts sell. Isn't that? Oh no, you get it at the airport. Isn't that where you buy that stuff?
Yes. You can,
Yeah.
they often sell them at the airport.
Yeah.
All right, and last one I've got here is Dora Moore says power bars get us through the hike. Then we usually negate health benefits with a stop for something like fish and chips on the way home. I guess that fits in with the Chick-fil-A and In-N-Out burger concept. Oh, that's funny. So, hey, Scott, you seem to go really big for caching these days. I've heard tell of some crazy numbers that you've been racking up.
Mhm.
So tell us about a typical caching day for you and how you manage the munchies.
Yeah, usually Shorty Knits will pack us some snacks, whether it's granola bars or trail mix or something along those lines. We have in the past stopped at Subway, just like Sonny and Sandy have said. Yeah, we've done that. Usually that's after though, after a long day. If it's daytime, we'll usually hit a Subway afterwards and just inhale a foot-long sub. But if it's nighttime, night caching always ends with a Wendy's Frosty. That's how I make
Nice.
caching run. Always ends with that. Yeah. If it's like 2 a.m, then it ends with a Dunkin' Donuts. Depending, it all depends on the time, where you are. But like, it's either a Wendy's Frosty if it's early, super late, it's a Dunkin' Donuts. Daytime, it's usually a Subway. And then
Nice.
granola bars, water, bottles of water. Usually, if it's a hot day, my backpack is I'm usually humping, just 10, 12 bottles of water.
Wow. All right. So how many liters would that be?
I couldn't tell you. Wait. I don't even know about how much is in a. Wait, I got a bottle of water right here. How many liters is it? I think it's 12. I think, isn't it?
12 liters. Yeah, in a bottle of water, it's 12 liters. That's right, Scott.
Where is it?
About half a liter. Bottle of water is usually half a liter or a liter.
I have no idea. Dude, that's the metrics. We don't use the metric system, dude. No, only for.
I'm sorry for your
drugs.
children in the future.
For our
generations.
drugs, that's it. Our drugs and our races. That's the only time we use the metric system.
All right. Hey, so taking us back to the start of the show and our topic there, what are you planning to do for Pi Day, Scott?
Pi Day, which what's that, Saturday, right? That's this
That's
Saturday. When's the show? I don't know. When's the show going live? I don't even know. It's going live now, isn't it?
Yeah,
When's it
it's going
going
live.
like for the podcast, like the audio?
We try and get the Bad Cop to release it around Sunday, so this will be people will have already had their Pi Day by the time they're listening to this.
Okay, well, for Pi Day, I do have my boys, my 2 sons, so I think we're going to do a flash mob in the morning, and then at some point during the day get a puzzle cache. But if that doesn't work, then we're gonna hit if we don't do that, if we don't get up in time and be lazy, then we're just gonna go. There's a nighttime one, not that far away, so we might get some dinner early before because it's at like a pie place, like a Baker Square or something along those lines. Just get dinner at that place beforehand, and then wait until the person shows up, sign the log, and head home, get the kids to bed. So one of those two. I'm definitely gonna get both. I'm gonna get both the.
Get both the souvenirs.
Yeah, that's definitely the plan. Yeah.
Awesome, man.
What
Sounds
are you
like a
gonna
lot of fun.
What are you gonna do? What do you do for snacks? You're not even saying what you do. You're being the good host, but you know what? What does LANMonkey eat when he's on the trail?
What is LANMonkey? LANMonkey will eat. Usually, we'll take granola bars and we'll take sesame snaps because that's my favorite little sweet snack.
What is a sesame snap?
You don't know what a sesame snap is?
No,
I don't have time to run upstairs and grab one. I would have had a package of. They come in little packages of 4. It's like a little wafer. It's
4.
about this big. It's it's a wafer. It's made of sesame seeds and it's stuck together with honey.
Really?
Yeah.
And sold in a 4-pack?
It's like Rice Krispie squares for flat, small people.
Wow. I wonder if they sell that in the U.S. I have no idea. I've never heard of it.
They must.
Really?
Yeah. They're manufactured in Poland of all places. But
What's it called?
Sesame Snaps.
Snaps. I don't know. Somebody in the U.S. has to know. Get it. Anybody,
right.
if you know what it is, shoot an email to LANMonkey and let him know, and see if it's sold here.
Well, I already know. If you want, send an email to Scott Berks.
Send an email to me, scottberks@me.com.
Follow him on Twitter.
Follow me on Twitter at Scott.
Everybody tweet everybody who's listening to this podcast and all your friends all tweet the link to Sesame Snaps to Scott Berks and pictures of Sesame. And just keep doing it for about a year.
Well, it sounds good. I'm curious. It sounds good. I'd like to try one, but not if I gotta order them from out of the country. I'm not gonna try them.
I'm sure they have. Go to Costco. Next time you go to Costco, go down the candy aisle.
I don't go to Costco. I don't have a Costco card.
Oh.
I know, right? Every year, me and Jesse are like, we gotta get a freaking Costco card. But then, I don't want to buy a vat of of SpaghettiOs. I don't need a vat. Or
because that's what you would buy.
I don't need 30 rolls of toilet paper.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, yeah. Hey, Brylang tells us and really telling you, 12 bottles of water is probably 6 liters, which is 6 kilograms or 13.2 pounds. So there you go.
So that's what I carry. That's what I hump on my back. 13 pounds.
On your back.
Oh, jeez, that's 13 pounds. No wonder that thing's so damn heavy. Jesus.
Yeah. So there's gonna be another conversation with Shorty Knits next time. Getting her a backpack.
Well, I try to be the man and hump the water. At least I could do. Yes.
All right. Well,
I gotta hear. So, we want. Sorry, I'm not doing my job here. We want to remind you to check in again next week when we will have yet another great guest to discuss an upcoming mega event. To keep you all posted on what episode is coming up next, please check the show website at cachingnw.com.
There you go.
Thank you.
And listeners, we want to thank you for taking the time to listen to this episode of Caching in the Northwest. You can be part of the show. Call 253-693-TFTC and leave us a comment, correction, or question any time of the day or night. And of course, you can email us at feedback@cachingnw.com. Visit cachingnw.com for the show notes on this show or more about any other Caching in the Northwest episodes. Also, your support helps to keep quality shows coming, not like this one. If you like this show, please click the PayPal button on the website. The show is licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution 3.0 license, copyright 2015, by Chris Umfenauer. And thus ends my podcasting career.
I just got tweeted, by the way.
Did you?
Yes.
Was it a picture of Sesame Snaps?
No, it's actually a link to it. Look, can you see?
Who's it from?
It's from. Let's see if I can get you to see it. Hold on. Come on.
Oh, it's Brylang.
Actually, give me a link to it. Oh, he sent it to you too.
Awesome.
Yeah. National Importers. That's funny. That didn't take long.
We've got quality listeners on this show, that's for sure.
All right, anything else you need from me?
I think that's it, man. I really appreciate your time.
My pleasure, please. It's fun. It's always fun to be on one I haven't done before. No, my pleasure. Anytime.
All right, you have a great night.
You too. Thanks,
Enjoy
man.
your pie day.
All right, later.
Bye. All right, listeners, and with that, we're going to shut her down. Thanks, guys, for hanging in there and watching our podcast tonight. And hopefully, the Bad Cop and Wits End will be back next week to wrest control of this show back from me and bring our general quality level back to where you normally expect it to be. So thanks for hanging out. And I think most of you, hopefully I will see you, if not on Pi Day, very soon after. Cache safely and cache often.